It's always nice to hear how great you are. Before I start, you sit here and watch the videos, and you read your accolades in the program, and it gets impressive. One thing I found out in my career about sports in general, anytime that you start to get really impressed with yourself, there's always somebody who will come along and put you back in your place and bring you back to reality. I recall in 1980, I was the head basketball coach at Lamar University, and they had the biggest meeting in the city, and I was asked to deliver the featured speaker that night. And I accepted, and it was a beautiful event like this, but always black tie affair, and I accepted it. And then, after this was before basketball season. After basketball season, we had a great season, and I took the Oklahoma job, but I wanted to do the speech that I had been obligated to do. So I went in to do it that night. It was a beautiful night, and sat at the head table, and we had a baked potato and a beautiful steak, and we had a package of butter. And the gentleman who was serving the table came by, and I said, "Sir, I'd like to have another patty of butter, please." And he said, "Sir, we only give one patty of butter per serving." And I said, "Wait a minute, maybe you don't know who I am. I'm Billy Tubbs. I was a basketball coach here at Lamar University. We just had a great season. We won the Southern Conference tournament. I was named Basketball Coach of the Year in our conference, and we went to the Sweet 16 in the NCAA tournament. And I had just been named the head basketball coach at the University of Oklahoma, and I am your featured speaker tonight." And he said, "Yes, sir, I know all that, but maybe you don't know who I am." And I said, "Well, you haven't the slightest advantage, who are you?" And he said, "I'm the guy that passed out butter when I did." So I've always found that there's always something that comes along and puts you in your place. David, thank you for the introduction. As I was reading an article in the Oklahoma City paper about 8 weeks ago about Coach Trammell. And as I remember some of the things that she said, it was about, it's all about coaching and winning, but it's also about being family and having players that you care about, and you do become a family. And I think some of the greatest things in coaching, the games are all great, but it's some of the things that happen that really excite you. And I will tell you one thing that my reaction to what David said. I remember that story just a little bit different, but basically, quickly, David, I remember we were going into the oil business, and you returned from that and decided to go to law school, and you tried to work all the gates on that, as you said. And you really told me you wanted to go to law school, and as I worked the OU situation, and then I called Jerry Walker, who was then president at the University of Oklahoma. Jerry's a good friend of mine because we had served together at Southwestern University. My first head coaching job in Georgetown, Texas, and Jerry was the assistant principal, the assistant president at Southwestern University. And I called Jerry, we had a long conversation, and David was a wonderful person, there's no question about it, with a lot of ability, and Jerry said that we would love to have David. And one of the greatest things, as far as, winning games is everything, but one of the greatest experiences I had was Patricia Tubbs and I was sitting at, I think maybe it was at the dinner table. I was asleep one day in the phone room. And I pick up the phone, and it was David Little, and he said, "Coach, I want you to be the first one to know I passed the law exam." And that is one of the greatest feelings that you can experience, that your family is calling you back, that you did help a little bit, not a great deal, but you did something for them, and they're appreciative of it. So in all of our relationship with our players, as Coach Trammell said, I was very impressed with your article, Coaching Plus. I was really impressed with his coaching. I got close one time, but not 2 national championships in a row. I'm very, very impressed with that. And so one of the great rewards of coaching is some of the things that really happen off the floor. Tonight, I'm really thankful to be invited to this. It's a very special night for you, and certainly a special night for me to receive Paul Hansen and the Abe Lemons Award. I have to take a couple of minutes. That one gave David 3 to introduce me, but I was supposed to take 4. And so, anytime you give me a mic, don't tell me what I'm going to say. I might take a little bit more than 4, but that is a special honor for me from the standpoint that, a lot of people that come up here maybe knew Paul or slightly knew Abe, slightly knew Paul. I knew them very well. They were very, very close friends. I go back to high school in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I guess I'm from Tulsa, so to speak, because that's where I did from like 5th grade through high school. And I've always been involved with Oklahoma City University for 2 reasons. One, it's a Methodist school, I think, right? Robert. And my uncle was a Methodist pastor, and when I was in high school, there was a possibility that I might go to Oklahoma City University with his help, his scholarship. And in fact, I wanted to come back to Oklahoma City University, but I told the coach at that time that I would not come to OCU unless he took back what he said to me. And what he said was he wouldn't offer me a scholarship. And so I passed on that one. But as a player, had I had an opportunity, I certainly would have gone to Oklahoma City University because as a player, you always watch teams, and basketball and football were my specialties at the particular time. And I always enjoyed Oklahoma City University. And when I took the job in probably 55, as I remember, and that was a year that I finished junior college. And went on with my career, but then I started noticing again OCU, always in the NCAA tournament, always hearing about Abe Lemons. And then as I grew in my coaching profession and got to meet Abe, and was at several meetings with him and visiting with him at conventions. And Abe's funny, we all know that, but let me tell you, he was one of the great coaches of our time. He was absolutely, he was probably, not by his peers, but people in general probably overlooked his coaching because he had some great things to say off the floor. But truly a great coach and someone that I copied a lot of stuff off of. Even I scouted games where he was playing another team and we were maybe going to play that team when I was an assistant coach. And I picked up things that I liked that Abe did. And he was a great coach, and then always at the NCAA time, we spent some time in the Final Four with not only Abe, but the better part of Abe, which was Ben Joe. And so Pat and I got to run with him a little bit at the Final Fours and things of that sort. So not only a great coach, but a great friend. Then there's Paul Hansen, who I was going a little further with Paul because we had him coaching the Big 8 at the same time. And Betty, Paul and Carol were our partners when we went to the Big 8 meetings. Then that's always who we hung out with. We danced on a couple of tables, on a couple of parties that we went to. Carol, you remember that? You know and I was surprised that somebody with such a high in the law profession could dance on a table. But great relationship with those people. Certainly Paul, a great coach. But this is a special award for me from that standpoint that they were just not great coaches, but also great friends. As I said, congratulations to the teams at OCU. I always really followed you from back in the 50s. Not quite as close maybe over the last 10 years as I should have. I followed you closely when I was at the University of Oklahoma because of Abe and because of Paul and because of Hub Reeves and Arnold Sharp. I always loved Arnold Sharp from the standpoint he had the ugliest shot I've ever seen. But you know what he was winning. And that's one philosophy I picked up in coaching from Arnold was if a guy can make a shot, don't mess with it. Okay, a lot of coaches want you to look pretty when you shoot. I just wanted you to go in. I don't care what it looks like. And Arnold was a great player. And I always looked up to OCU from that standpoint. But I am very, very impressed with all the championships that you presented tonight. With more than 59 national championships in running, and consecutive championships. And then when I look through the roster, and I do like golf quite a bit. And by the way, who won the golf deal? When you come to play, bring money. And bring your own balls and clubs, okay? But I love golf, and I did notice on the roster, 2 of my kids have sons on that. That's Scott Bergling and Johnny Johnson, the OU golf pro with Chet Johnson out there. So I noticed those kind of things. So certainly it is a great pleasure to be here with you tonight. I think you have a wonderful program, and I am very, very impressed with anybody that can win a national championship in anything. I was also impressed when you talked about your academics, and you had overall, all your teams had a 3-point average. When I was coaching, I had a player that had a 3-point average. I don't recall my team was quite got it. But I'm impressed with you. You're a great university. I certainly have a lot of respect for you, and I'm just very thankful to be here with you tonight and accept this wonderful award. Thank you very much.